now with that intro out of the way, let's get straight to business. Since Hackless, well, the idea is that you have to do one run. One run without losing a single life. And while you can indeed, have multiple lives if you do low hacks palette, low hacks Agent 8, the thing is that I've done it with 0 hacks and I know it's possible. So if I can do it with one, why not do it with the others? And I've beaten one with the others. It was with Brush, and I didn't record it because it was a practice run. It was before I left on my trip. I'm just like, seriously, that's the one time I actually beat it? Anywho, easier floors will, the first tier is gonna have more easier floors at the start than the later floors. In fact, I want to start with this one because disc piece drop is good. The first game mode we're doing is ball pushing. Don't worry, it's not as bad as Octo Expansion, Sonic 06, and I'm pretty sure there's many others. I'm pretty sure there's others we can talk about. So yeah. Sink the 8 ball. Do you like golf? Well, side order certainly does. Basically, the idea is to basically have the 8 ball go from, is basically push the 8 ball into the goal. Here's the problem. These marching lentos like the 8 ball. They actually attract towards it like a puppy. Unfortunately, they impede your progress if you do. So, of course, we have to make sure they get splatted before they get near. Main piercing, shot spread reduction. If we can make our shots more precise, that sounds good. Okay, so pyramid floor. There is one particular sub that's really good in this floor. I'm not kidding. But we'll get to that when we get to those challenges. Should we get to those challenges. So, yeah. Pyramid floor is definitely much more of a challenge than the floor we were on. Some floors may have multiple different variations, some floors may only have one variation, and some floors may have two matching difficulties with their different variations. Basically, in this floor, you want to make sure these drizzling capriosos do not touch your zone. If they touch your zone, and of course they did, jump and use the pearl drone. There we go. Well, you saw it right there. That was just bad. Sometimes it feels like the game only does the pearl drone jump if it really wants to. Main damage isn't that's good if I had like range up or something. Ink coverage, exposed raising crown floor. Might as well do a bonus floor and such. Now for this one, don't... Okay, so if the challenge doesn't exactly meet your requirements and such, don't do it. Like, I can try to resist movement in octoling form, but sometimes it's just not feasible, and it feels like they didn't playtest this feature enough. Like, if you're gonna make this feasible on every floor, try it on every floor. See if it's even possible. And, yeah. Ugh. Ugh. Of course, this one actually got me. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. You see that, like if you can avoid moving throughout most of the floor, then... Ay, ay, ay. This is where the real difficulty comes in, and please stop forming a file. Stop forming a single file. Get off of me. Get the heck off of me. Oh my God. Don't move in Inkling form. Yeah, you know what? No. If you see a challenge that you can't do, don't do it. It's not worth the extra points. You could just earn more points by picking harder floors. So now that we got the rigmarole out of the way, we might as well move on to the challenge itself. We are now on attempt 3 because let's just say attempt 2 ended horribly. So yeah. Basically, around the lower floors, you will tend to be given easier challenges. In fact, if you failed on a lower floor, you will start out with no membox, which I find a dumb design choice. Anyway, cannon special drop is good, but I'm going to take the ink damage up. If I can defeat these things in a much faster time, I would. But yeah. There's 3 tiers of this. You have the lower floors, which are more factory and industrial based, and these floors tend to have more easier floors than the rest. While the higher you get, the less common easy floors are. In fact, if you see an easy floor, like if you need a breather, go ahead, take that breather. But yeah. But yeah, just for this one, in this game mode, we're having to hunt down panicking alamambos. They are modeled after ocean sunfish. I know this because of Animal Crossing. And yeah. And now I got all red chips. I think I'll take another ink damage. Give me another one. Careful aim floor. This particular floor, I know this because it only has one layout. The idea is to basically use this Accelerando top. This Accelerando top can basically aim around corners and can hit and can also one shot at a panicking alamambos. Make sure you aim it carefully, otherwise, well, you get stuff like that. So yeah. And it can be a pain to aim these carefully and such, and trying to finish it in a very fast time isn't exactly the most optimal. In fact, how did you not get hit by that? Seriously. Sometimes you may even need to aim it differently. And sometimes your bombs may even do knockback damage, too. And he ran into it. Anywho, now that we're just being given a lot of easy floors, aren't we? So now we're on, well, we have a bonus floor we can do, but my luck with bonus floors isn't exactly the best, so I'm gonna take sticky ink. So yeah, onto the bowl floor. Now, this particular mode is all about just pushing a tower. You just have to shoot a tower, you have to push it and such, push it as much as you can, And basically, if danger tries to surround you, you want to basically forget about the tower and move towards your own safety. Now, if you can get hindrance damage, sticky ink, and poison ink together, you can essentially turn your ink into lava. That's essentially like a deadly trio like there. And boy, like, because of how similar they act and such, it's like they work in tandem. These towers here have two rotaries that you can hit, top and the bottom. You want to make sure that the ink is above the dotted line, no, the red line, to basically get it moving. Okay, now we're given some more floors to deal with. That sounds good. Sure. Ink damage close, that sounds good. Pursue all wide floor. Don't jump. I'm pretty sure we can do that. We can just swim and glide, and that's about it. So yeah. Now if you're thinking you have to jump out of this, nope. You just need to let go of ZR. And sometimes your splat bombs can indeed like cause knockback on these too. In fact, the real reason why this is considered a difficult floor is because of the enemies that spawn from the gushers. The enemies can indeed spawn in droves, and they may even lay waste to you. So if you have your special, use it if in case you need to. But this is a floor where this is a challenge that is feasible on this floor at least. And there we go. It's just all mambos apparently. Yeah, if you see that max there, that's basically you respected the rules entirely. And no. Ink attack size sounds good. Up and down, high, tower floor. I'll take ink attack size. We can't take advantage of sound damage since we don't have killer whale or anything. And we only have one slot for our pearl drone. There are 6 different types of chips. What you've seen so far is support chips like ink saver, is sticky ink and such. Damage chips like the red chips we have and such. But now we have a range chip, which are orange chips and such. They can either increase they usually do just the support in terms of range increase, coverage increase, stuff like that. And in this floor, because it's a splat zone floor, you only have to deal with accelerandos. Usually there are always going to be drizzling capriocios on these floors, considering it's splat zones, and that's where they like to appear most. They see a zone, they see you want to make progress, so they're going to stop that. So, yeah. It's always the most annoying when you have to deal with these things and you can't seem to splat them before they start spinning like a Beyblade. So yeah, it's all fun and games until they just spin right into you, and it can be at the worst time. Not free yet. We're only on freaking floor 5. But yeah. Yes. Main firing speed, that sounds good. Surprisingly getting a lot of red chips this time around. Usually usually when it comes to red chips, it's always famine for me. It's either always chip bias or it's just it never shows up. Really. So yeah, gotta be careful for these. Be careful of the cannon fodder around here. And of course, these particular gushers will always spawn these lentos and such. Well, not lentos, they're andentes, I believe. I think of pasta when I see these names. I think of pasta. If you have less time and such, you can even just ditch the splat zone and it still counts as a victory, but don't go straight into death because, yeah. Okay, splash damage sounds good. Oh, yes, I want that. Lucky Bomb Drop is the only thing that does not spawn naturally. If you get the Lucky Bomb Drop chip, now you will get a chance of having it drop. This is great for combos and such. Like, the comboing potential is really good with this chip. And ink firing speed, you want to try to get a bunch of those if possible, because with ink firing speed, you have a bunch of those and such, boy does your weapon start to become a melting machine. Like, you can go from splatter shot to essentially you can go from splatter shot to arrow spray to basically what would be the best, the closest thing you'll have to a Grisco splatter shot. I mean, I guess with the existence of Grisco Blaster, you don't need a Grisco splatter shot, but hey, it would be nice to have. Just have a melting machine that's ink hungry. By the way, Grisco Roller is one of the best Grisco weapons. Don't at me. And I say this as the blaster main. Poison ink sounds really good. Main range is also really good for ink damage distant, and it's a bonus floor. But I want poison ink. Let's see how much I can keep this chain of red chips up until I need some actual support. So, one chip we have yet to use in this run is a blue chip. Blue chips are all about mobility. Sometimes they're not the most optimal chip for pallets like Forest Pallet. But if it's run speed or swim speed and such, go for it. If you have Squid Attack, also go for that. Because with Squid Attack, at the very least, you'll have the ability to take advantage of Rush Attack. Because Squid Attack, like, gives you this little aura that like this little wireframe that surrounds your character whenever you do a squid roll or a squid surge. And if you're wondering what a squid roll is, well, it's this. Yeah. It's basically used as a mobility and dodging method and such. And if you're wondering what squid surge is, well, it's this. And there you go. So yeah, splash radius, that sounds really good. Bombardless, relentless, rising ground floor. Screw it. It's a bonus floor. It's a ×2 chip floor. Going for broke. At the very least, I have a lot of ink damage up. It was this one. Don't use special. That's going to suck. Now, the difficulty of the portals is going to be dependent on how many enemies spawn in each, portal and such. Even on lower floors, they can get rather hairy, and because because the challenge is to not use my special. Well, I kind of have to, well, there goes my screen nuke. It's always the worst when you can't get that back. Well, I kind of have to make do with what I got. So, yeah. Ugh. And sometimes, sometimes even if you have an open opportunity, the game will notice that and will spawn more enemies on that. So you have to make your jump in quick. Ugh. This is stressful. This is very, very stressful. This is not good. Really? Really? That was not even fair. I couldn't even get out of that. I'm just gonna save the next attempt for tomorrow. Nothing says being dejected like this Pearl drone after we barely lost attempt 7. Yeah, it's time for attempt 8. Yeah, look at Pearl. She is just drooping right here. Anywho, how much longer can this madness last? Well, only the extra channel will tell you. You're gonna see a lot of videos on the extra channel. At least a few. And I mean, it could have been a worse start, but I think I'm gonna want this. Yeah, starting with a hard floor is not exactly ideal, but if it's can special drop, it's can special drop. So, yeah. You don't know how dejected I felt before going to bed. I'm not kidding. Anywho, around the lower floors, you usually get some easy floors, but there will be cases where you might not even get an easy floor. At best, you get a normal floor. And I didn't want to go with a drone chip. If there's going to be one type of chip you're going to see the absolute least for these runs, it's going to be drone. Simply put, drone chips are not exactly the most flexible to work with in a run where you have to have hacks turned off. Simply put, you need to if you're going to do Hackless, you can't exactly turn on all the drone hacks and such, because it means diminishing a percentage from your Hackless count. Unless you want to make it a run where the only hacks allowed are hacks that allow for chips. And I wish there were hacks that made the game harder, but also boosted your multiplier. Oh well. Let's see. That sounds really good. This also sounds really good. This would be good if we had Squid Attack turned on. We had a luck chip that dropped special can special more often. Luck chips are all about when enemies are defeated, they'll drop items and such. And some don't even drop until you have that specific chip. What we have here are range chips, and they are all about support, coverage, and range. Main range. As you can tell, yellow is our accent color simply because our palette is mostly blank. And don't take damage. I mean, we're on lower floors. That is more feasible than it looks. And early on, that's easier said than done. Like, even in later floors, in fact, use these Accelerando tops if you're able to. Ooh. Yeah, you're gonna want that. I don't know what... Ugh. Yeah. There we go. I think I barely got max, or I might even taken a 1 point of damage, but yeah. Yep, I got max. Sorry for being silent on that one, but I needed to focus. Anywho, run speed up does sound pretty good to have. Being able to strafe and move around faster to get away from danger does sound good. But I think I want to take an easy floor. We're going to make our palette orange. Purple chips are support chips. They they can help with range. No, they can help with ink recovery. And ink recovery and knockback. It's especially good to have knockback and such. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, 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 no. Where's the ball? Where's the second ball? Pearl, I know where the marching lento is. There's the ball. How they ended up all over there? The one thing that you can take advantage of is whenever explosive gives you knockback. Because whenever there's an explosive with knockback, well, it can, like, if it flings an enemy off a stage, then you can basically make your life easier. It's good when that happens to panicking Alamambos, because if they get knocked off the stage, it counts as them getting splatted. So, yeah. Oh, looks like it's orange and yellow. Man, this game is trying to buy us a chip order or something. I don't know. Main range bonus sounds good. Ink ball drop also sounds good. You can also affect our size. This is tempting, but I want to increase my range. 3 oranges. This is the most orange I ever had in a run. I can't really keep the AC turned off for long, so I'm going to try my best with what I have here. Fortunately, this is an easy floor, so I can just full send. Right now, our splatter shot probably has as much range as a 96. Like, I know 96 like fires slower than the 52, but has further reach. And this is like as easy as it gets, the ball pushing. Ball pushing is all about just pushing a ball to a goal, and of course having to deal with battering lentos, wanting to play with it like a puppy. If sure, it's cute, but it gets annoying. Rush knockback, sure, it has a bonus, but it's not exactly the most optimal. So I'm gonna have to take the vending machine, like it or not. Use the vending machine. I mean, sure. Just another orange chip. We were just there. These vending machines were manufactured by Express. I mean, this is the most I ever had in a streak of orange chips and such. We got pretty easy floors. Like, these floors are meant to have more easy floors and easy variants than rigorous variants. Ugh. So, yeah. The easier the floor, the lower the reward, but the harder the floor, the higher the reward. Even the easy floors can get pretty hectic because of the amount of enemies spawned. They're built around the idea that you came in there with a bunch of chips. And the Trizuka that we've been using, full recommendation of using it as a shoving tool than a damaging tool. Because if you're using it as a shoving tool, you can basically clear crowds really easily. And... really? This is a floor I'm not going to do for an obvious reason. Let's get the splash damage. Let's cut our orange streak by getting a red. Uh-oh, a red. Actually, no, I'm not going to go there. Last thing I need to do on this channel is make those kind of jokes, and... needless to say, I had an outtake on, on the Splatoon 1 send-off because of it. I don't think I'm going to make that as part of the 6th blooper reel. So yeah. See that? I cleared I cleared a bit of the crowd using that. Now, if I had, like, poison ink or hindrance damage... Like, I think the splash damage also helped with that. So, now, with portals, like, when you see a red aura, that means enemies are just about to come marching in. They will also show up on gushers, these geysers that spawn enemies endlessly, or seemingly endlessly, because the game mode is different. But dang, I gotten a lot of orange from the beginning. Main damage. Actually, that's really good for what I have. Let's take it. Sure. I'm actually recording this much earlier in the day, because my friend is away right now. We were playing Ring Racers, but the turnout was low, so and there was a 6-ev. Knowing that it's a Doom engine, an SRB2 based Doom engine, then just basically, with this game mode, you want to make sure that you have enough ground to attack the portals. And whenever enemies come right out of it, like, for example, use your Trizuka to basically counter those enemies. And when you do, you can basically get them out of the way so you can continue to bomb rush the portal and such. I don't exactly like the selection we have. Like, I would take a rush damage chip if I had the squid attack chip. Mobile special gauge, that sounds good. Ultra stamp. I think I'm going to save my mem bucks because I think it's better to just take the free floor. Most people would just do that because of it. I already have a good set of chips, so we can't really complain. We're going to be doing an easy boss variant on the 10th floor. It could be any of the 3 bosses that can show up. There are the easy kinds and the hard kinds, and it's, well, the first time in a while, parallel cannon. Easy mode will have 3 armor pickups, and parallel cannon will start with a wave of you fight 1 inkling, then 2, then 4. The harder variant has you fighting 2, then 3, then 5. And fate in a team of 5 is illegal because it's usually supposed to be 4x4. And there is at least guaranteed to be one inkling to do a triple splashdown at the start. No, you don't. No. This is supposed to be the easy variant. Seriously. Oh, seriously. This is not a good omen. That's not a good omen. Oh. That is not a good omen for me because that is all my armor pickups. They will carry any of the 11 weapons. You saw they would have shooters. One of them even had umbrella. This one has dualies. This one has roller. And they will flick. This is also a really good wave to have homing shots on. Simply because of... oh no! Let that silence tell you I tell you, that shouldn't have happened. Well, because it's early on, at the very least, I can begin attempt 9. It's almost like the game knows that I got so close on attempt 7, it doesn't want me to get there again.